James Wines. This wine is next, Central Coast by Four Vines. This is a 2019 vintage wine. Stay tuned and I'll tell you about this wine. So some viewers have been asking me for value price point wines, and yes, I'm delivering. And I think at the end of the year, I'll be at maybe 45, 50%. And easily done this year because I get a lot on my tasting table that are value price point wines and some that are not. So I've not given up the quest of tasting all wines from all regions, all price points, all styles, and so forth. So before I get started, be sure to subscribe to this channel right up here. And also, if you like this video, please give a like. So this wine is ahead. Now, this is a $10.99 bottle Chardonnay. And it's a good one, too. I think there's a lot of price points out there that don't necessarily indicate how good the wine is. Sometimes people might think that a lower price wine is a lesser quality wine, but that's not true. So this wine is something I think it's a really respectable wine, something I'm going to enjoy at the beginning of my meal with oysters. I love oysters, and to try this with even potato chips, you know, really casual foods. So it's a way you like to enjoy it the most. So here's the label up close. It is screw cap, which I very much enjoy. Interestingly enough, the other Four Vines wines or red wines are not screw cap. Maybe someday they'll be screw cap, who knows. So this is a 13.5% ABV, of course 100% Chardonnay, and back label for you to look at here. And $10.99 is an exceptional price point. So try to find a good quality Chardonnay at $10.99. That's harder to find, right? I think there's a lot of people who might find something in the early teens, and sometimes it may not be as pleasing, but I think this is really a nice balanced wine. It's going to be a wine that has some characteristics of, you know, some liveliness of malolactic fermentation, which is nice. So not all malolactic fermentation Chardonnay wines are bad. I think this is a good example of where I think it's, you know, again, getting to balance, a winemaker delivering on that capability. So this is 100% tank fermented, aged 6 months sur lie. This does spend, a small portion of this wine does spend time in French barrels. So here we go with this wine. I'm going to tell you first about the scent and the, so I'm going to tell you first about the nose, and then so about the aromas on this wine. Are seared pear, a bit of nutmeg, apple notes as well, hint of fennel. Next, the palate characterization. So what I think is really nice about the wine is because the assumption is if it's malolactic fermentation, it's going to be buttery oaky. Of course, this is stainless steel fermented, so that's not going to have that characteristic. And secondly, you get a mouthfeel characterization, so some more weight on the wine. And I think it's really nice to have with food and to enjoy on its own, because when I first started drinking wine, Chardonnay was my first go-to in terms of, you know, I definitely sought out some really decent quality Chardonnays. So I very much enjoy the texture of Chardonnay, the heavier body, and of course I adore, you know, Blanc de Blanc sparkling wines. So I do have a great love for Chardonnay. So this is really a beautiful characterization on the palate of Granny Smith apple, a bit of Bosc pear notes, which I think is really a lovely expression of Chardonnay, hint of nutmeg, and stones. So really that minerality is coming through nicely. Now this wine is 90 points out of 100 points. I'll put more information on the producer down below. Questions and comments. This should be well distributed throughout the United States. About 12,000 cases are produced on so the producer has 12,000 case production on this wine. So seek out this wine if you're interested in a good value price point wine where the stainless steel is the star here, and nice mouthfeel and good expression. So thank you for watching. Let's stay connected. This might be on your tasting table for your winter meals. Maybe it's a starter wine for Thanksgiving, or other wines to be expressed throughout the holiday season. Thank you for watching. You'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress, as well as my podcast, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Santé.